morning, students. This is day 5 in the continuation of Geography, chapter number 2, Land, Soil, Water, Natural Vegetation, and Wildlife Resources. In this particular chapter, except wildlife resources, we have covered all the natural resources. What are these resources? How these are found on the earth? What are the different uses of such type of resources? What are the various ways of conserving the resources as the various problems are arising related to the use of such type of resources? So today we are going to cover the wildlife resources, and the topics which we will be covering today are the introduction about the wildlife resources, what are the uses of wildlife, how the wildlife act as a decomposer to maintain ecosystem in the life, what are the threats to wildlife, how the wildlife is endangered, certain species are considered as endangered, why, what are the reasons behind those. And last topic of today's class is conservation of the wildlife, and by covering all these points we will be able to cover the entire chapter today, right? So today is the final day in the context of this particular chapter, geo chapter number 2. So let us start with the meaning of wildlife. So students, the picture that comes in our mind when we think of forest is many trees with many wild animals such as monkeys, various birds, elephants, lions, kangaroo, rhinoceros, zebras. And when we talk about the grasslands, then we visualize grassy plains with herbivorous and carnivorous roaming on it, right? Mountains, desert, ice caps, oceans, wetland, whatever be the landform, it is inhabited by the animals naturally, right? Some are the common in many parts of the world, while some may be unique to some particular areas. As we talk about the wildlife resources, so these are not distributed equally all over the world. These again depends upon the natural vegetation. Of course, the areas which are full of natural vegetation, naturally the wildlife will be more over there, and the areas which are having less natural vegetation, there will be less wildlife animals over there. So when we talk about the ecosystem, the plants and animals depend upon each other. They interact with each other and are dependent on each other. This interrelationship create the ecosystem adopted to particular conditions. Plants provides oxygen which is inhaled by the animals, and animals provide exhale. What they exhale? They exhale the carbon dioxide which is consumed by the, which is inhaled by the plants. So this interdependence form the ecosystem, right? Now as far as the uses of, let us move towards our second topic. What are the uses of wildlife? As far as the uses of wildlife is concerned, they provide us meat, milk, hides, skin, wool, silk, honey, etc. So one of the major use of the wildlife is, these are such items which we are getting. Sometimes we are using the products given by the wildlife in our as a food items, and sometimes we are using it in order to wear around our body, maybe a belt, maybe carrying a purse, right? Maybe in the form of wool, in the form of sweater we are using. Silk, very much expensive cloth right now, widely popular in India as well as in the other countries. And honey also we are getting from the honeybees. So the second one thing is, sometimes the animals act as decomposer, and they eat the dead livestock, maybe of the insects and the other type of worms. And by eating this dead livestock, they maintain the balance in ecosystem by cleaning the environment. There are many animals and birds which feed on the dead livestock and act as a decomposer. They play the role of decomposers in the ecosystem. For example, vulture is there. Vulture is a bird which feeds on the dead livestock, and in this way it cleans the environment. So vulture is a very important bird among the category of the birds, and in this way it acts as a scavenger. But nowadays in Indian subcontinent, there is a major threat to the vulture, because sometimes eating of the dead livestock may leads to its kidney failure, because whatever the dead livestock it is eating, if it is treated with the diclofenac or brufen, if it is treated with the diclofenac, it is a name of a medicine, or brufen, it is a painkiller medicine. And if the particular livestock before its death is treated with the diclofenac or the ibuprofen, then after its death, whose death? The livestock death. If the same livestock is eaten by, after the death, if it is eaten by the vulture, then it may lead to its kidney failure because of the because of eating that particular dead livestock which was treated by the diclofenac and the ibuprofen, which is a very strong painkiller. And if the vulture eats that livestock which is treated with these medicines, then it may lead to the kidney failure of vulture. And in this way, in Indian subcontinent, the quantity of vultures are decreasing, and its decrease may lead to the environmental great loss to the environment, because vulture is a bird which cleans the environment by eating the dead livestock, as I have earlier told to you. So our duty is to save vultures, and our duty is to create the awareness not to use diclofenac and ibuprofen as a painkiller for treating the livestock, right? In this way, we can save such a precious bird on the Indian subcontinent, right? I hope the particular topic, how vulture acts as a manual scavenger, how vulture acts as a environment scavenger is clear to you. Let us move towards our next topic. This topic we have covered just now, wildlife integral to. So in this way, wildlife is integral to maintain ecosystem. And I hope how the wildlife is integral to maintain ecosystem is clear over here with the help of vultures example. So let us study about the wildlife in India. What is the situation of wildlife in India? What kind of animals or birds or insects we find in India? See, our country India has a rich natural heritage of fauna. The wildlife in different natural habitats, we can found the wildlife in mountains, in the forest, in the deserts, in the coastal areas, in rich variety. All of the above, India is the only country which has both lions and tigers in its forest, right? So students, if you remember where we find the Asiatic lions, yes, your guess is absolutely right, in Gir forest. Where the Gir forest is? In Gujarat. And Bengal tigers, where we find them? Bengal tigers, yes, in Sundarbans. And where we find the Asian elephants? In Assam. Then one horned rhinoceros. One horned rhinoceros, where we find them? Yes, in Assam only, in Kaziranga Wildlife Sanctuary. Then India is again famous for wild asses, and where we find them? In Run of Kutch, Then the red pandas, we find them. Red pandas are found in India. Red pandas or yaks, bears, snow leopard. Where we find such type of animals? In Himalayas, in the cold climatic conditions. Right? Then monkeys, langur, several species of deer, blackbug, water buffaloes, wolf, fox, jackals are some other animals found in India only. Then reptiles like snakes, cobra. We also found such type of reptiles like crocodiles, gharials, turtles are also found in India in large number. Then as far as the birds are concerned, we find peacocks, bulbul, parrots, maynas, ducks. These are the some of the wide variety of the birds which we find in the India. So this is the status of wildlife in India. What type of animals, birds, and reptiles are found in India? Then next is endangered. What are the threats to wildlife? See, during past few centuries, human beings have encroached, rather we can say disturbed, and even destroyed the natural habitats of wild creatures, right? And what are the reasons for this disturbance and the destruction done by the human beings? Maybe for the uh, hunting purposes, the human being are killing the animals, maybe for poaching. What is poaching? Illegal, again this is illegal hunting of the animals. And poaching is mainly done for the commercial purposes regarding the body parts of the wildlife animals like tusks. It is commercialized. Horns are again sold in the market. Again bones are being traded. Then it is the skin of the animals which are being traded in the market. And in this way there is a major threat to the endangered species, right? So students, what are the endangered species? See, population of an organism which is at high risk of becoming extinct because whether they are less in number, this may be one of the reason of becoming their extinct, or They are becoming less due to the environmental changes. There can be two reasons of a particular species to become extinct. First, maybe because they are already less in number, so they are at the high risk of becoming extinct, or they were good in number but now becoming less due to the environmental changes. So these can be two reasons of any type of species which is becoming which is coming in the category of endangered species, right? In many parts of the world, as I have already told to you, the poaching of the animals such as tigers, elephants, foxes, deer, black bug, then many more are there, rhino, crocodiles, lions, etc., are leading to the sharp decline in the total number of whatever the total number of they are having in the quantity on the earth. They are becoming less in quantity, and because of they are becoming less in quantity, they are coming in the category of endangered species, right? So in this way we have covered this topic also. What are the threats to the wildlife, and what are the species which are becoming extinct or on the voyage of extinction? So our next topic is conservation of wildlife. So after studying all such type of problems associated with the wildlife in India or in the world, what is coming in our mind? Yes, students, it is but obvious, looking at the uses of the wildlife resources on the earth, it is must to save the life of the animals, birds, insects, because they are acting as a environment cleanser, and they are very much important in maintaining the ecosystem on the earth, right? So all over the earth, all over the world, what is being done in order to save them? See, first of all, the wildlife sanctuaries are built in order to save the animals and other those who are less in number. So they are kept in the wildlife sanctuaries, and great care is being taken by the government of India. So we can say that these are the steps taken by the government in order to save the wildlife over the earth, and this is one of the question in the back exercise. And you can write what as a steps taken by the government, like wildlife sanctuaries are being opened, and many types of biosphere reserves are constructed. The government is putting its focus on the construction of the national parks. Various type of agreements are being done by the government of India to save the wildlife over the earth. Hunting is banned. Legally, and there are heavy punishments and fines by the law on hunting the animals for leisure purposes, for gaming purposes, whatsoever is the purpose, for even for trading purposes. If the human being is destroying the wildlife in this way, so according to the law they are punished, and they will be punished, and heavy fines are there. Then the international agreements are also done, like CITES, Convention on International Trade in Endangered Species. What is the full form of this? Convention on International Trade in Endangered Species. Right? And what is the function of the CITES? It is helping through the international agreements between the countries, and the conservation of wildlife and the forest have to go together, as the existence of animals depends largely on what? Yes, forests. Several species such as dolphins, corals, orchids have been saved from the extinction under the agreement of and the efforts done by the CITES, right? So this is the international organization which is working for the wildlife, animals, birds, to save them from being extinct. And one another organization is there, WWF. What is the full form of WWF? Yes, this is the World Wildlife Fund, and it is again working to preserve the biodiversity over the earth, working since 1969. And it also conducts the program to make the people aware about the flora and fauna over the earth, right? So in this way we can conserve the wildlife resources which are present on the earth, and by adopting certain suggestions, maybe these are the public awareness programs, maybe these are the legal actions taken by the government of India, maybe the opening of national parks, biosphere reserves, wildlife sanctuaries in India or in the world. So these are certain steps taken in by the government in the direction to save the wildlife in India. So students, that was all about the today's topic, and in this way we have completed the chapter, geography chapter, and we have covered each and everything related to each and every natural resource and it's our duty as well. Whatever we are reading, that is a separate thing, but it's our duty at personal level. Whatever the resource we are using, I'm sure in our daily life we are using almost all type of resources, whether these are the natural vegetation, water, soil, land. So it's our personal duty to maintain, to use them very efficiently and not to waste, not only for fulfilling our present needs but also to fulfill the uh, needs of the future generation as well, right? So that was all about this chapter. We will be meeting in our next class. Till then, take care. Bye bye.